Has he lost his way because the players have got better, or somehow he's stagnated?
Stephen was always a fantastic practicer. When he used to play in the same club as me, he played hours and hours and hours. Whether he's the same dedicated animal that he was then, I doubt a little bit. You know, I don't think he's maybe as in love with the game as perhaps he was. But in terms of competitor, I mean, obviously fierce. His reactions around the table. I mean, he must have had a few sore knuckles in his time, and his cues taking some abuse, with the bangs and everything. But that's his character. But he didn't do that so much years ago when he was winning tournaments. So whether it's frustration that he's not, winning the matches that he should be, I don't know. But in terms of a powerful presence around the table, there's very few like him.
New generation coming through. He needs to dedicate himself more.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's sort of we've all came through, like myself, Mark, and Stephen Maguire, Murphy, Carter, all sort of come through at the same time. And yeah, Stephen was leading the race. He was the one sort of winning tournaments before we did, and he beat Ronnie O'Sullivan in the UK Championships, and Ronnie said he could dominate the game for 10 years if he keeps carrying on doing what he's doing. Yeah, I think it's probably just finding that balance of getting to the point where it's probably bad for your game in terms of sort of temperament-wise on the table. I think that when he was working with Terry Griffiths, Terry seemed to sort of calm him down, and he seemed to do it at the right moments in matches, where now he's perhaps doing it at the wrong times, and maybe his opponents are getting positive feedback, thinking that maybe he's not quite up for it.
And the Stephen Maguire-Mark Williams match will be live on the red button from 7, or highlights, as you can see, at midnight tonight here on BBC Two. And Stephen, John, I was looking at the stats, and Maguire is a 3-time semi-finalist in this Masters event. Not quite made the final step, obviously. But in matches against Mark Williams, he's won 4 out of their 5 previous meetings. So I'm not sure how significant that is. Does that surprise you?
Yeah, it's a great record to have against Mark. I don't know how many matches of those were played in that period where Mark Williams was struggling a little bit, but if he's got that record when Mark Williams has been playing well, that'll be as good as anybody against him, because Mark Williams is, well, one of my favourite players to watch, but one of the cutest and cleverer players, and someone who, if you've got a record like that, you can be very proud of it.
Indeed, yeah, and obviously Mark Williams started the season as world #1, he's now world #2, obviously. But in terms of the way he has really resurrected his career, how would you fancy his chances coming here to Ali Pali this year?
I think you never discount Mark Williams because he's such a great competitor. I think this would really sort of put him back in the frame, completely back in, and this type of a win of this magnitude, and then puts him in with a big shout for something like the World Championship. But at the moment, he's sort of got to confirm himself again fully, but he's not far off it.
It's going to be a good match tonight, I would think, between those two, don't you think?
It's actually tough to pick a winner, because Maguire is in very good form, just won in Germany. Yep. I thought he was playing great in the last tournament. He just didn't get a shot against Judd Trump, who played magnificent against him. So he's in good nick.
Yes, OK. Oh, well, we're going to enjoy it at 7 o'clock. You can see it, as I say, on red button, or if you are an out owl, you can join us at midnight for that. Now, Ali Pali has been a pretty busy venue over the last few months, because it's held the PDC World Darts Championship here just a couple of weekends ago. And one avid darts watcher, he loves the arrows, is Snooker's world #12 Martin Gould. I'm sure he'll be absolutely glued to the BDO version of the final later this afternoon with us on the BBC. Now, Martin loves the arrows so much that he's even considered taking it up professionally at the Oki, maybe if things don't go so well in snooker circles over the next few years.
I love my darts. I don't get to play it as much as I would like. I do get to throw the odd few here and there. I'm always watching the darts, I just love it. The whole atmosphere, the way the crowd reacts and everything. Whenever the darts is on TV, I'll make sure I watch it if I can.
Yes, for the title, double 10. It's there! It's there! Phil Taylor there, the champion in the 90s.
He's just an awesome sportsman. Like his will to win is phenomenal. He dedicates himself like 8-9 hours a day practice, and it's kind of like, I suppose, Stephen Hendrick.
Double top.
The dedication, the will to win, that's what I like to see in a typical sportsman. Kind of set myself a target for around about 35, 40 to knock snooker on the head and put my heart and soul into giving the darts tour a go. Obviously, I know I need to put in a lot of practice on my darts game, but because I'm quite natural, it's not too bad. So hopefully, it won't take me too long to get on the tour and play against all the big boys on there as well. I don't know if Mr. Taylor will still be around when hopefully I make it to that level, but I'd love to just have a game with Phil Taylor just to pit my wits against him. I've had a couple of spankings off Mr. Murphy a few times, but I've run him close once or twice, so I know if I can get on my game straight away and put him under a bit of pressure, then who knows. I don't mind if he beats me at snooker because I know I'll smash him at darts.
So Martin will be putting the arrows away. Tomorrow evening against Sean Murphy, you'll be able to see that one with us as well, of course. But he will, as I say, be glued to the BDO World Championship final from Lakeside. It's guaranteed to be, as ever, a very low-key affair. Are you ready?
So often, the nearly man. Double 10. Bonifacio! He's got it! What an epic battle! It does mean absolutely everything for Tony O'Shea to get through to his second World Championship final.
Many players don't experience playing in a Lakeside World Final, and it surprised me how tough it was against Ted. I've been there, I've done it. Even though I lost, I hope I've learnt enough. I mean, that semi-final was tough, and that came to 5-5 and almost a tie-break, which it was with Ted. I think I've learnt from that, and I certainly said, if I ever get to another final, I'll make sure it's a different result.
Game, shot, Christian Kist on his Lakeside debut! The qualifier goes all the way to the final!
I don't think he realises how good he is. He's been that good this week, and the language barrier has been a major plus for him, because nobody's been able to get in his head. We sit around the players' room there and everyone has a dig at you, the other players. But Christian's not got that problem, and I think that's been an advantage for him this week.
Gewoon rustig blijven hoor, gewoon jezelf blijven. Ja.
Well, I've got to say, I just don't feel any pressure. I'm going to go out there and be myself.
Tony's smile will be as wide as the Basingstoke Canal. And how the crowd are loving this. Now he's crying, I told you there'd be tears.
I've lost in every final of during the BDO Tour. I've lost in everything. The World Trophy, the IDL. I've had a 9 dart at the IDL and still lost. I've lost at the World Masters. I've lost here at the Lakeside. To actually win one would be just unbelievable. I would retire a happy man.
Will his luck change this afternoon? 5:45 BBC Two. It's the silverback Tony O'Shea against Christian Kist, the Dutch qualifier. What a story we've had this week at Lakeside, and Colin and the gang are all ready to welcome you there when we conclude here at the Snooker. Very much looking forward to that, as I'm sure Steve and John are as well. You darts fans, by the way?
Started playing.
Have you?
Yeah, I have to tell you, by the way, I started playing with my son in the garage. We put the board up. We're not very good. We have a go. And my son's going to love me for this. He missed the dartboard the other day and hit the water pipe going in the back of my fridge. Cost me 100 quid to repair it. The dart was still in there 3 days later. We couldn't stop laughing. Honestly, it's hilarious.
Oh dear, Josh. Parents, what can you do? Anyway, let's get back to talking about the snooker. Ronnie in a good position here, 3-1 in front. First to 6, of course, in these first round matches. Assess what Ding has to do over the next couple of frames.
Well, a little bit more room for manoeuvre in a best of 11 to a best of 9. The alarm bells are already ringing, 3-1 down in the best of 9. Really, he's just got to play and sort of see if it goes his way. Obviously, the thing is, Ronnie O'Sullivan as a front runner is always so hard to pull back. So it's going to be tough from here on in.
It's interesting that Ronnie's family are here. I'm not sure how you fellas got on when your kids were sitting in the front row. John?
I don't think I'd have been as good as he is, to be honest with you. My wife used to come and watch quite a bit when we were first married, and she'd always be at the balcony out the way, and I don't think it's, for me personally, I don't want to see anybody there because there's a lot of personal involvement and you can see their expressions and it might affect you. But he's not been making too much eye contact with the kids this afternoon. He's got enough to concentrate on. But from Ding Junhui's point of view here, this is a massive frame. He really needs to get just one behind it.
Okay, back to Stephen, and to Dennis we go then.
Thank you, Hazel. As Ronnie just acknowledges, that pretty good break-off shot from Ding Junhui.
Put your cameras away now, please. The players are playing, thank you.
I don't think there's a plant. It's just a safety shot. He can find a path he feels without hitting that red on the right side of the table. This gives Ding a half chance hitting the green there, and this is the type of shot that the players do practice a lot. He's 3-1 down. Let's see how close he can get to this.
Played it with a slight element of safety, bringing the white back for a baulk colour. Could have stunned for the blue, but still nice position. Black doesn't pot to the left corner, so possibly play the left-hand side of the two reds for the pink in the left centre, or it'll be the right of the two reds back up for the blue. If he's playing to the one to the right, these are tough shots for the rest. Dead straight pots, playing with screw.
I think he was just having a look to see if he could possibly play on the pink, which would make the pot slightly easier, as you said. Stephen screwing back makes it that little bit more difficult. And screwing back is what he's playing. He didn't quite get into it. He's finished okay. He was hoping to be on the blue to the middle, but he's got it in the corner. He'd love to get on the red just above the black. It's a shot that Ronnie played in the previous frame, and it paved the way for him taking that frame before the mid-session interval. Couldn't get to it this time, but no reason, if he gets a good angle on the blue off this next red, that he can then play up for the one that's closest to the black. Has he got the angle? Yeah, just a little bit angled. But now that he's finished slightly, or he's got to be careful because of the red that's just to the left of the pack there. In fact, he's playing for the one next to the pink, so it obviously pots. So this will help to clear the pink somewhat.
50.
Not in ideal position just yet. That's a better angle now. Now if he played the shot in such a way as he was going to cannon that red to the left of the bunch, it would be okay. Let's see exactly how this finishes. He left it a little awkward for himself. If he had played that with more pace, he could have cannoned that red and left the one that's next to the black on. I don't know whether he just underhit that or see anywhere up against that red. The one he's going to have to try and pot now, but it's awkward with the extension.
Yeah, you'd think with that shot you'd err on the side of hitting it too hard rather than not hard enough, because there's the red below the black as well if you overran it. Cannon the red next to the black, hopefully finishing the black into the left corner.
That's the only problem when you run slightly out of position. There's always the risk that this sort of thing can happen when you're playing little cannons, but it was the previous shot from the blue to the red that was a poor one.
Yellow. Thank you, yellow. Foul for the miss. Injury week 22. Ronnie O'Sullivan, foot.